Hey everybody, this is CR number 13, helper video number 2. It says the table shows the amounts earned from selling copies of 4 recipe books. So if the quick dessert book was sold, 50 copies were sold, I earned $300, okay? If lean meals, I sold 35 copies, I earned $175, and etc. It says, according to the data, which recipe book costs the most? Okay. So that means I'm actually looking for a unit rate. When I'm trying to find a unit rate, I'm going to use a ratio, and this comes back to 7th grade math. Remember that I'm going to write down the words first and then fill in the amounts based on the words written. I'm comparing cost to copies sold. So if I'm going to look at quick desserts, the cost that I paid was $300. For the amount of copies was for 50. But remember, I'm looking for a unit rate. I'm looking for how much it costs for one book. So if I'm looking for one copy, that one has to go on the bottom. Now, what do I do with 50 to get to 1? Well, 50 divided by 50 is 1. And remember, to make equivalent ratios, anything I do to the bottom, I will then do to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and also divide 300 by 50. So this is where you're going to use your calculator. I'm fine with that. So 300 divided by 50 is equal to 6. So this first one is $6 a copy. I'm just going to put a little $6 just to remind me. I am going to go ahead and do this process for each one of these books to find the most expensive. So once again, I'm comparing money to number of copies. And for lean meals, I know that it costs $175 for 35 copies. But I want to know how much it costs for one. Remember, to get from 35 to 1, I'm just going to divide it by itself. Anything I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So I'm also going to divide 175 by 35. Oh, I can't seem to write that well. Pick up your calculator. 175 divided by 35 is actually equal to 5. So far, that is not the most expensive, and that's what I'm looking for because it costs $5 a copy. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this one out. That can't be an answer. So now let's go ahead and look at Master the Grill. Master the Grill, same thing. It's money to copies. And I'm making $160 for 40 copies. Now you're realizing up to this point that I'm just going to go ahead and divide the top and the bottom by 40. So if you take your calculator and take 160 divided by 40, you're going to get $4 a copy. Beautiful. This one's cheap, cheaper than $6. So this cannot be my answer because I'm looking for the most expensive. Easy appetizers is easy as well because I'm taking cost, comparing it to the number of copies. I know $20 for 10 copies is what I'm paying. I want to know how much for one because that's the unit rate. I divide top and bottom by 10. I get 2, so this is $2 a book. Once again, cheaper than 6. So guess what? Most expensive is quick desserts. Good luck.